do it anyway. I'm willing to fight. I'll see you tonight. There's a full
And welcome back to all our viewers. This is Master Reeve for Noble Gaming. This is the New Year's Eve edition of our Tuesday night 5v5 draft tournament. As you can see here, as I get the fireworks off the screen, we are into the finals match. Teams 2 and 12 have worn their way up through the rest of the tournament to take part in the finals match. Now I'm going to go ahead and blank the screen out there. And I'm going to go and try to find the match to see if they've already got it ready to go. And we do indeed have a game lobby already in progress. The teams are getting their rosters set up and organized as we speak. So how do you join this? Jefferson, down underneath the tournament, the stream screen that you can see right there, there are several images that are all links. One of them is a link to our webpage that it can be found at nbgaming.net. Go to that webpage and you can find information on how to join and you can also ask any of our members who are actually in the stream chat with you right now. They can help guide you through the process if you need the assistance. I'm a little busy streaming the event tonight. As I said, I am Master Reeve. I'm streaming and shoutcasting this event for you. So I can't help you right away, but hopefully somebody will be able to help you out. Go visit our webpage at nbgaming.net. You can find our TeamSpeak address there. Just on the left, you just mouse over there and it'll open up the window. The address is at the top. Come into our TeamSpeak. Some helpful member of our community will help you get registered on the website and also made a member of the TeamSpeak itself. That way you too can take part in these tournaments. We have tournaments Monday through Saturday, and on Sunday nights we have what's called a bounty hunt event where they actually give away RP points and such as prizes at the end of the week. We stream and shoutcast the Monday through Saturday night events, but not the Sunday night event. And all of this is in-house and in-house only. So only members of Noble Gaming are allowed to take part. So please, if you're interested, please by all means go on down there to our website and get yourself registered and signed up. I'm going to get some music on in the background so we're not listening to nothing but silence while we wait for this. Here we go. Let me just start up a new song so you all can hear it from the beginning. This is a song called Battle Roar by Plentakill.
They shut me down, but I pressed on. Went back to my champ begun. I see him fall, I have it now. I got the head of the convicts from Brunswick. I'm done with the dying. I am a champion, and I'm gonna battle roar louder, louder than a volley. I am a champion. I'm gonna battle
Alright, I'm going to turn the music down a little bit here. It looks like both the team rosters seem to be full up and ready to go. And it looks like we're going to have Team 2 on the left side of your screen. They are Team 1. They will be the blue team. Team 12 on the right side of the screen, as listed as Team 2, will be the purple team. looks like both teams are about ready to get going here. We should be getting this match underway very shortly. And as I say that, here we go into champion selection. Alright, looks like Team 2 immediately banned out Vi. I'm not sure if that's because she's a very strong jungler and top laner right now, or if that was actually targeted at one of the members of Team 12. I didn't see them playing Vi in that previous match, but it may be that somebody has a strong history with Vi. Meanwhile, Team 12 banned out Lucian. Simply put, he's a top tier ADC. They don't want to see him in the match by any means. Team 2 responds with a ban on Evelynn. We did see Team 12, I forget who exactly it was that was running Evelynn in that last match, but that player proved to be very strong with Eve, and they want to see Eve out of the match to prevent that kind of stuff happening to them. Also, since the changes to wards, Eve is just a very, very strong jungler right now. You never see her coming, so getting her out of the way fast and early is a good idea. Purple team bans out Annie. She's been very effective in support lately. She used to be considered only a mid lane champion, but lately the meta became that she's a support in the bottom lane. They want to keep that tremendously strong poke of hers out of the bottom lane. Team 2 replies with a ban on Lee Sin. Lee Sin is a very, very effective top lane champion. He can also be very effective out of the jungle. I've even seen him used in the middle lane. So he's just a good all-around champion. He's a good target to ban out if you don't know who else to get rid of. Purple team, that is Team 12, bans out Jinx, another one of those hyper carry champions that's very strong right now. She's one of the newer champions of the league. They may not have gotten the balance right on her. Whatever the case, they don't want to see her out on the map. Supa, meanwhile now, as actual champion selection begins, is cycling through a series of jungle-type champions. In the previous matches, we've seen him play some other champions other than Warwick. He's been very effective out of the jungle with anyone he's played. So we'll just have to wait and see who he actually locks in on to take in the jungle. I seriously doubt, however, it's going to be Karma. Or Heimer. Alright, he does switch back to Hecarim and lock in that champion. Rather, the timer locked in the champion on him. And we have Caitlyn being selected as the first pick for Team 12. Either they want to make sure they secure that champion for whoever's going to be playing their AD carry in the bottom lane, and don't want to risk losing the champion to the other team picking them out first, or they're just not worried about having her countered by a good pick by Team 2. And now we have Thresh being picked by Purple Team as the support for Caitlyn, and I've seen that by other teams this tournament, and it's been very effective. Meanwhile, for Team 2, Leona gets picked and locked in by Atoba. I've seen Atoba play Leona in the past couple of matches and been very effective with her. Axel locks in his main there, Ziggs, which means they're going to have the strongest champion possible there for their team in the middle lane. For the Purple Team, we have Sparkmaster Bruce. I'll just call him Bruce from now on. I'll try to remember to do that anyway. He's hovering over Olaf, and he does lock in Olaf. That'll probably be the top lane champion, if not the jungler for Team 12. Anthony the Goon locks in on Gragas, as we saw him playing in the last game for the middle lane for his team. Back on the other side, Team 2, Beastly Dragon hovered first over Kennen and now over Shen. Does lock in Shen. I've seen him play Shen a couple of times already this tournament. He's been extremely effective with that champion. He did manage to get off a wonderful save for Orianna towards the end of a previous match that actually really did turn the tide for his team and help secure the victory for them as they were making that final push to the Nexus. Salaz, I've seen him play Draven once before. He was, again, very effective with Draven in that match, especially with Leona as his support in the bottom lane. He does lock it in with the timer, so we're going to see those two champions in the bottom lane, Leona and Draven, up against Caitlyn and Thresh. We've seen that combination up against each other before. The last time, Leona and Draven won out against the Caitlyn and Thresh combination, so I'm going to say that they're going to do it again in this match. In the top lane, we're going to have Shen against Vladimir. Now, I've seen Shen go up against, Beastly go up against anybody else but Vladimir with Shen in this tournament. But honestly, I think he's going to be able to handle Vladimir also. I look forward to him, if nothing else, just stalling Vladimir so long that he's going to be able to end up getting help from his team to win the lane. In the middle lane, we have Anthony the Goon with Gragas against Axel Pro in Ziggs. Now, Axel, I happen to know, is an extremely good Ziggs player, and not banning Ziggs out when Axel is on the other team almost guarantees you're going to be facing up against that little Yordle with the bombs in the middle lane. He loves playing Ziggs in the middle lane, and he's extremely good with them. Now, I've seen Anthony. I saw Anthony a little bit in that previous match that we saw of Team 12. He is actually really good with those barrels from what I saw. He was able to place the ultimates extremely effectively at least 2 or 3 times that I saw. So he's obviously extremely good with Gragas himself also. To be honest though, based on what I've seen in previous matches and previous tournaments even, I'm going to give the middle lane to Axel with Ziggs. Now in the jungle, we're going to be seeing Olaf going up against Hecarim. Both these champions are high damage output champions. I think Hecarim is built more for mobility than Olaf is. I think Olaf is built more for outright damage than Hecarim is. Based on what I've seen in previous tournaments and everything and previous matches, I'm going to give the edge to Supa in the jungle over Zydra with his Olaf or her Olaf. I'm not sure if the champion is male or female. All I see is the name there. Overall team complements, or compositions rather, I've seen a team built like Team 12's before, at least in the bottom lane. I'm not very familiar with Olaf in the jungling. If that summoner is able to really make a presence of themselves and make themselves felt throughout the game, making a difference for their teammates, he can be extremely effective. That axe that slows and does so much damage in the process can make such a huge difference on a gank, or on a chase, or in a team fight. Thresh with his hooks, if he lands the hooks well and sets up good shots for Caitlyn, that can make a real big difference for his team. We've got a lot of area effect CC with Gragas and his ult. Vladimir has his pool for escapes. He's got a lot of good sustain in lane. But really the only true area effect CCs I see are Olaf's Axe and Gragas' ult. So I'm looking at Team 12 having a big we're going to just knock you down fast kind of approach to a team fight with a little bit of CC in there for positioning and keeping escapes from happening, slowing the enemy team. Meanwhile, for Team 2, the blue team, I see Hecarim charging in and getting some stuns off, short duration stuns like that. Meanwhile, Leona will land with slows, stuns, and roots and hard engages to get right into the heart of the enemy team and force some attention onto her, while Ziggs and Draven launch in attacks from the outside. Ziggs with a lot of good area effect stuff, and Draven with a lot of pinpoint on the spot damage. And then with Shen having to be able to have a global presence for defense, I'm giving the compositional win to blue team, to Team 2 as a whole right now. Last game, I think I gave it to them too. I actually don't remember which team I called it for, but they ended up winning based on that team composition that you're actually seeing right here and right now also. Okay, I see Dave in the stream chat. He's saying don't ask the admins, go straight to the advertisers first and only when you're asking for help. So Jason, please contact an advertiser other than an admin there. I put that in there. I'm not very familiar with the roles that they're supposed to play in that regard. That's why I put both those in there. Please contact an advertiser only for help with getting registered on the website and joined into TeamSpeak as a member. Meanwhile, and thank you for that, Dave. Thank you for correcting my mistake there again. I apologize. I'm not familiar with the job advertisers are supposed to do. So please take his word on that. He's probably correct on that. Meanwhile, we are going into the load screen. Let's see what skins we have here from both teams. We have Headless Hecarim and Soul Reaver Draven for the blue team. And for the purple team, we have Broloff, Deep Terror Thresh, Sheriff Caitlyn, and Gragas Esquire. Now, I'm going to give the skin war to purple team. They have twice as many skins and have Caitlyn wearing sexy little hot pants and a little tiny little vest to show off that form. You can't argue with that. Now, I don't see any skins here that indicate that someone achieved a certain rank or won a tournament or anything, so we can't assume that anybody's got any better skill just because they're showing a skin. Like, for example, Axel's showing the basic Zig skin, but I have to know he's just hell on wheels with Ziggs. It's going to be a blast, excuse the pun, even though it was intended. It's going to be a blast watching him play that champion again. For those of you who are just joining this broadcast, this is Master Reeve for No Bull Gaming. This is No Bull Gaming's Tuesday night 5 versus 5 draft tournament. It's an in-house tournament that is only run for the benefit of the members of No Bull Gaming. Alright, we're going to follow Leona here as the team start heading out the lane. And meanwhile, I'm going to organize the champion list down here at the bottom. Alright, we are organized now based on what I assume is going to be the role placement of each of the champions in this match. It does appear that both teams are getting out into a pretty standard invasion defense arrangement here. It looks like neither team is going to be going for an early game aggressive invade of the sort that I've seen in these tournaments on a regular basis.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Pretty standard purchases for everyone all the way around.
Football, but there's bandages to toss. Where are we going? We should find some friends. If we don't, I'll throw a tantrum that never ends. Hey, come back, I want to cuddle. Let me give you a hug. You guys are dumber and meaner than low pugs. My touch isn't cursed. Trust me, I swear. I don't know why these team fights always end in despair. I'm crying like the victim of a capital crime. The most banned or picked
Minions have spawned.
Death ain't so bad, 'cause life is full of crappiness. They make
And with the minions spawning, we have the game getting underway, the match getting underway between teams 2, the blue team, and team 12, the purple team.
no one survives the curse of the sad mummy.
It appears that both junglers will be starting at their respective blue buff.
Probably the most fun I've ever had ever when you're done respawning.
A nicely timed barrel to get some assistance in there by Gragas as he runs off to the middle lane. Looks like blue team's jungler got caught out trying to invade at the red buff of purple team. And he's running. He ran right first into Olaf, who got some help from a wandering Vladimir, who came down off the top lane. He's taking a lot of harass. Here comes Ziggs to help. So Hecarim has turned around to re-engage on him. Olaf now is continuing to run away. He is in the wrong place. He's heading back over towards where Gragas now is. And Gragas' barrel comes out, and that breaks the engagement off. They don't want to mess with the fat man and his beer. In the bottom lane, we have some hard engaging happening by Leona onto Caitlyn. Both the AD carries are hurting very badly right now. And more harass from Caitlyn onto Draven. who already drank a potion to stay in the lane. And meanwhile, Caitlyn gets Leona land a trap. They've got the bushes warded. She was able to land some good harass onto the support there. Up in the top lane, it looks like Shen is suffering against Vladimir up there. Probably because Vladimir has such good sustain and is a ranged champion against melee-only Shen there. And it looks like Vladimir might have caught out Shen here. Shen has to flash to avoid being killed. So now he's under the gun. He's under his own turret, trying to farm there, trying to defend it against a very aggressive Vladimir in the top lane. In the middle lane, it looks like Axel and Anthony are trading explosives back and forth. Oh, Caitlyn lands a nice little sniper shot against Draven right there as we watched as Draven came in to try to do some farming. So good harass being given out by Caitlyn, taking advantage of that greater range of her rifle against Draven and his spinning axes. Looks like Draven is going to recall here and go make a purchase as well as heal up, leaving Leona by herself in the lane and thus vulnerable. Of course, I don't think Purple Team saw him recall, so they're not aware that he's gone. Yeah, Caitlyn is being kind of passive in her approach to that bush. Now they throw a ward in there and force Leona back in the way. In the middle lane, Gragas looks like he's currently winning out in the trade against Ziggs. Ziggs is pretty much out of mana at this point, and having to do all his farming with just his basic attack. Now it looks like Hecarim's trying to come in for a gank onto Vladimir. Vladimir pulls and ducks under his turret and forces the gank to fail. Shen, meanwhile, has healed up. I don't know if he recalled or he just drank down some potions, but he's back at full health and farming up in the lane while Vladimir is gone. Farming is pretty even all the way across the lanes. Olaf is getting to a little bit of a lead in the jungle. Nothing to be concerned about. Meanwhile, here comes Hecarim onto a gank in the middle lane against Gragas. Gragas ducks in the bushes and baits him in. Hecarim is taking a lot of damage. Gragas is chasing down, and Gragas decides to back off rather than go chasing under a turret. In the bottom lane, it looks like Blue Team's ADC has returned. Full strength. Leona recalled, I guess, having left the lane. It looks like we're about to have a gank by Purple Team in the bottom lane. I don't think Draven is aware he's there. No, it was just Thresh coming back into position. Didn't want to expose himself. Good harass by Caitlyn. Then the good shielding lantern from Thresh. That wasn't Hecarim, that was Thresh. If I misspoke the name, I apologize. Looks like Shen's tankiness just isn't quite enough to deal with all the damage and sustain from Vladimir up here in the top lane. So we're going to have to see if he's able to hold out long enough to make it worthwhile. Looks like Hecarim is trying to invade into the Blue Team jungle. He might get caught out by Brolaf here. Can he make that turn and get into that bush quick enough? He does. And then he gets hit in the back by a Brolaf axe. And here we go. We're going to have the two jungle champions go to town on each other. Brolaf has a level lead, so Hecarim is having to back away. He sees Hecarim coming back in. It looks like they're just messing around. Caitlyn's coming up from the bottom lane, though, so if Hecarim's not careful, he's going to get himself caught out. He does get himself caught out by Gragas and takes a little more damage than he wanted to. In the top lane, Vladimir continues to bully Shen back up underneath his own turret. Bottom lane, back to business as usual. Neither team's duo down here seems to have any real advantage over the other, except in the fact that Caitlyn just has so much more range than Draven, and she's able to bully him around a little bit. There's no real advantage been gained by either team down here. Up in the top lane, however, it's a different story, as Vladimir is able to bully Shen almost at will, and as such, he's getting out to a little bit of a farm lead. Middle lane is holding pretty steady. Both champions our 7th level. Both champions are pretty even in farm with each other. No big advantage to be had there either.
First blood.
And we just missed a first blood as Vladimir dove under the turret to pick up a kill onto Shen. So at 8 minutes and 40 seconds into the match, we have first blood in the top lane by Vladimir, who recalls in plenty of time, even though I think he was more than strong enough to take on Hecarim if Hecarim had gotten to him in time to interrupt the recall. Meanwhile, now Ziggs has wandered down to the bottom lane, where he's caught Vladimir as Vladimir teleported in from the recall, and Vladimir forced to pull, but he gets stunned by Leona. Ziggs picks up the kill, and now here's Gragas, and he's going to throw down a barrel. He's going to land it on by Leona, take a lot of damage from Ziggs and Draven. And here's Broloff. He's going to pick up the kill for Gragas onto Draven. Caitlyn is back in the lane now too. So now ended up being a 1-for-1 exchange. Vladimir for Draven. So yeah, it's been hectic down here on the bottom lane. Now, actually, it was a 2-for-1 exchange in the bottom lane, looks like, because now, when it was just 1 kill advantage for that first blood by Vladimir, now it's 2 for 2. And there's only about a 200 gold edge, about 150 gold edge for the purple team. And Vladimir goes back in, and Shen backs right away. He doesn't want to try to engage on him just yet. Yeah, and Vladimir continues to bully Shen around at will. See, where's Gragas going? He's going to go farm up some wraiths here for himself, it looks like. Hecarim is coming up into the middle lane, probably just passing through on his way up into the other part of the jungle. It looks like Draven may be starting to edge out in farm over Caitlyn. We'll have to see what develops there. It looks like Broloff is coming in for gank. The Thresh lands the hook onto Leona. The purple team champions collapse onto the blue team support, landing all kinds of damage. She lands her ultimate and saves herself, even as Draven throws out his ultimate and does a lot of damage across the board to all members of the purple team who are in the area. And now, it looks like Ziggs and Gragas have wandered down from the middle lane to try to support the action going on down here. Ziggs lands a nice balancing bomb there to harass Gragas and keep him from totally committing to the fight. Yeah, it looks like Broloff is going after the dragon. Gragas is trying to interrupt the blue team as they go in. Oh, and Caitlyn lands all kinds of damage onto Leona. Picks up the kill. Draven picks up the kill onto Gragas meanwhile. And Broloff ends up having to interrupt his attempt on the dragon. Up in the top lane, Vladimir continues to harass Shen, literally with an inch of his life. In the bottom lane, where we have all the action recently. Things seem to have settled down finally. Draven's hurt badly and staying in lane. Caitlyn is continuing to farm up. It looks like she's pretty well caught up to him in farm now. He's hurt badly enough that eventually he's going to have to leave the lane here if she can get a little bit of harass onto him, and then she'll be able to really catch up. Leona's back there. She's waiting for. Oh, she almost lands the stun from her ultimate. In comes the Hecarim, lands the fear on the ultimate there, but they were underneath their own turret already, and they were able to survive that. Gragas harassing Ziggs up underneath his own turret. One-on-one, Gragas seems to have the edge on Ziggs somehow here. And definitely Vladimir has the edge on Shen up in the top lane currently. He's able to just harass him at will, and that harassment provides all the sustain Vladimir needs to stay in the lane. More harass from Gragas onto Ziggs in the middle lane. He's just been pinpoint precise with those barrels most of the time. And here comes Hecarim, a 4 gank in the middle lane, just trying to drive Gragas back. And with Ziggs helping, he's able to do just that. Of course, Gragas just kind of stepped back a little bit and hung around. Looks like Broloff is set up for a gank in the bottom lane. I don't think blue team is aware that he is sitting there in the bush. And they use the lantern from Thresh to get Broloff into the action fast. Thresh lands a good hook. He throws down his ultimate. All kinds of damage coming down onto Caitlyn. Draven does go down. Broloff picking up the kill. And it looks like Broloff is going to pick up the double kill, taking down Leona as well. And now they're going to make a push out of this to get some good damage onto that tower. Broloff and Caitlyn combined, I think they're going to take that tower down completely right here. I don't think blue team even has a chance to get in there to save it.
Blue team's turret.
And in the background is a song, Tibbers. As if you don't know who that song is about. In the top lane, we have Hecarim going in for a gank onto Vladimir. And Hecarim takes a lot of damage from Vlad in the process, even though he does succeed in driving Vlad out of lane, at least temporarily. Meanwhile, purple team has gone in to try to pick up the dragon. And they managed to pick it up, despite the bouncing bomb thrown by Ziggs in an attempt to steal. So purple team at the almost the 15-minute mark in the game. They're up 5 kills to 3. They have about a 2.5k gold advantage in the match already. This game is developing more slowly than other matches I've seen tonight so far, as these teams are showing why it is they are in the finals match. They both have good teamwork. Both teams play very smartly. And they avoid getting caught out. They avoid giving up kills. They farm up extremely well. As we can see in the bottom lane, where Draven has 111 CS to Caitlyn's 88. Despite that, I think Caitlyn is holding her own in gold. Actually, it looks like Draven has almost a 1,000 gold lead over Caitlyn because of that farm, and maybe because he has a 1 kill advantage over her also. But Caitlyn isn't out of this game yet. That team seems to know what they're doing. They've used a lot of really good teamwork down there in the bottom lane. If Broloff had let Caitlyn pick up that kill against Leona in that earlier gank, that would have helped her out a lot in keeping even. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, we just missed Gragas picking up a kill onto Ziggs. He's going to recall now. Oh, the Draven ult comes out and picks up the kill onto Gragas right before Gragas was going to recall. So that evens it up in the middle lane. Oh, come on, he says. He complains about the hitbox. Now we have Broloff coming in for a gank on the top lane. Looks like they're going to tower dive onto Shen. They're not going to worry that turret is there. Out comes the axe, and Broloff is diving down onto Shen. And yeah, this is going to be another death for Shen, as Vladimir finishes off the turret behind the action. So purple team is out to a big advantage in terms of objectives. Caitlyn picks up that kill on Leona just now anyway. She said, I didn't get you last time, but I'm going to get you this time. Draven, meanwhile, picks up a double kill on Caitlyn and Thresh. So just when it looks like purple team is really starting to get into an advantage, Draven starts getting himself fed in the bottom lane. He may have lost the lane, but he's going to be dangerous later on in the match because he's out ahead of Caitlyn in terms of gold, which means he's going to have better items than she does. And he's going to be hitting like a Mack truck or 2. And now Ziggs has gone up to the top lane to chase back Vladimir. He's the same level as Vlad. Vlad doesn't have an advantage on him. He's able to dish out the damage. On the river, it looks like Broloff is chasing Hecarim around. Gragas is going to try to get in over the pit. He isn't able to get over it, but I think Broloff is going to finish off Hecarim all on his own anyway. And then run away. And he's going in after Draven all by himself. Draven and Leona realizes, hey, I'm by myself. There's 2 of them. I better get the heck out of Dodge. And now Shen's back up in the top lane, getting bullied around by Vladimir all over again. And did you see all that health melt away off of Shen, off of that one life-stealing attack of Vladimir's? That's been the story of the top lane for poor Shen the whole time. We are coming up on the 18-minute mark of the match. Purple team leads 9 kills to 6. They have about a 3,000 gold lead in the match. As Vladimir dives past the turret in the top lane to pick up yet another kill on Shen. Vladimir has 2 kills. Shen has 3 deaths. Right now, Olaf and Draven are the big killers for the 2 teams. Olaf has 4 kills for the purple team. Draven has 5 kills for the blue team. However, there are 6 other kills spread out around for the purple team, whereas there's only 1 other kill, and that one by Ziggs for the blue team. So purple team has a little bit more damage all the way around than the blue team does, it looks like right now. However, we're not going to count them out just yet. This blue team is very good. They've got Axel playing Ziggs in the middle lane, and he's very good at that champion. Oh, we missed the action, but as you see from the blood splotch right there, the spreading pool of blood, Vladimir did get just now taken out by Hecarim in the top lane. Looks like purple team is collapsing onto the members of blue team. They're in the middle lane. Draven's going to take a couple of shots from the turret as he takes it down. The hook from Thresh lands onto Ziggs, but they are focusing on Draven, and they shut him down. Gragas picking up the bounty gold. And then we have Olaf picking up the kill to become unstoppable as Ziggs falls under his axe. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, Shen and Hecarim are able to pick up that turret kill, which purple team evens out with the middle lane turret going down very, very quickly. And now they're going to pick up the inner turret on the middle lane there also, as Leona does her level best to try to stop it, but she's taking so much damage. Shen ults in onto her, and purple team backs off. Caitlyn is continuing to harass as they step back, but they did a lot of good damage to that turret. That's going to make it that much easier to take down next time they make that push. The dragon is up in about 30 seconds. I think purple team has it kind of timed out. They're dropping a purple ward in there and making sure it's clear. They're going to see it hopefully when it respawns in about 25 seconds. I saw Olaf buy a Sunfire Cape just now, so his tankiness is really starting to get into gear here. And it looks like he's well ahead so far of the enemy team's jungler because of those 5 kills. All that extra gold he's gotten off that have put him in good stead for getting his item build underway. Meanwhile, as you can see down here, Draven has a slightly better item build than does Caitlyn because he's got a gold advantage on her because of his kills. However, his lead isn't as extreme over Caitlyn as Olaf's is over Hecarim, so Caitlyn is still going to be a good factor for range damage ADC in this match. So she's going to be able to hold her own against Draven and make a difference for her team. Hecarim, oh, he caught out Vladimir trying to recall in the bush because of that ward, or he went down to place the ward, and Vladimir traded a little bit of damage into him and realizes, hey, I might be able to win this, so he's going to go in. He's going to get this farm and force Hecarim to retreat on. Purple team, meanwhile, did pick up that dragon that I said was coming up only about 30 seconds ago. So they pick up that and they extend their gold lead a little bit further. Caitlyn almost gets caught out in mid lane. A good 50 caliber net gets her the lead she needs to be able to escape. Meanwhile, her teammates are in the jungle coming in to support. And it looks like Gragas is going to catch them out. And here comes Hecarim also. So now it's a 4-on-3 situation in the middle lane underneath purple team's turret. A lot of damage traded back and forth. And oh, here comes Brolaf. So now purple team is engaging full on. Out came the Gragas ult. Gragas and Brolaf each pick up a kill onto Draven and Leona. And there's a double kill by Brolaf onto Hecarim. And Shen hung around a little bit too long. Oh, the Thresh hook just missed. I see pings from purple team onto the Baron pit. I think they're going to go over there and pick up the Baron for themselves right now while only Shen is up to try to contest. Brolaf does indeed start in. Gragas throws in a barrel. Here comes Vladimir. Here comes Caitlyn hurrying in thanks to the Thresh lantern. So that's going to be a Baron going down for the purple team. Blue team is up on their feet. Ziggs is about to resuscitate. There he is. But it is far too little, far too late. Baron Nashor buff going to purple team. Big advantage for them now. 16 kills to 7 at the 23-minute mark in the game. They lead by 8,000 gold. They've taken down 3 of blue team's turrets. Blue team has responded by taking down 2 of their turrets. But currently, the purple team, that is Team 12, is very solidly in control of this match. And as I said, Caitlyn has been a difference maker for her team just the same with her damage output, despite the fact that she's trailing a little bit behind Draven, blue team's ADC. She just bought her Static Shiv. She's got that and her Berserker Greaves and her bloodthirster, so her damage output is going to be very nice, despite the fact that he's got his Infinity Edge already completed. So, and Draven went in there and tried to steal away with his ultimate. He tried to steal away the red buff. Apparently, the blue team ward that's in that pit gave them some knowledge of what was going on. Okay, it looks like Vladimir is getting pounced on by Hecarim and Shen up here in the top lane. Shen's taunt forces him to stay there, and he takes a lot of damage here. He blood pools, and he's trying to turn it around on them. He almost killed Hecarim right there in a 2-for-1 confrontation. And here comes Broloff, and that's going to secure the kill for Vladimir, and then he's going to pick up a kill for himself onto Shen. Even as Hecarim was here in the air coming up to try to assist, that was Thresh trying to assist. They didn't need him. So now here's Caitlyn getting her farm on, facing off against Ziggs and Leona by herself. Gragas picks up the blue buff for himself in his own jungle. Looks like we have a split push happening by the purple team. Broloff is pushing the top lane while Caitlyn and others were putting pressure on the middle lane. Caitlyn's backing off, probably go to make a purchase at this point. She's hurting a little bit. Oh, in the top lane, Broloff with Vladimir's help, although Vladimir didn't get an assist for it, did pick up a kill onto Draven. In comes Hecarim, but he's just going to go ahead and back off. Vladimir is being really ballsy with all his sustain. There goes Thresh. Olaf is still hanging around in the area. And Caitlyn interrupted her recall to go in there and take out that mid lane turret while all of blue team was busy up in the top lane. So now she's making a real presence of herself here just by sheer smarts, not so much as gear. She lands a lot of good harass, throws the ultimate down while taking fire from the turret to pick up the kill onto Ziggs. So purple team is totally dominating right now, probably in large part thanks to that Baron buff. The extra damage output that gives somebody, as well as the health regen, is just really making a difference for them right here. And they're going to pick up that inhibitor turret right there in the top lane. And, Gragas gets shut down by a Draven ult. Caitlyn has to withdraw. She's hurting too bad to try to stand up against Caitlyn right now. But looks like blue team may have lost their top lane inhibitor in the process. Broloff is going to town on it. And yes, the inhibitor does fall. Looks like purple team may suffer a few deaths here in return for that inhibitor. But they're trading out as good as they're getting. I see the Leona ult coming out. Vladimir picks up double kill, Draven, and then Leona. Broloff picks up a kill onto Shen. We have Thresh throwing out his lantern out there. He picks up the kill onto Hecarim. And then a double kill onto Axel for the ace as Ziggs goes down. That was a terrifying 3v5 confrontation in the base for the blue team. It was just terrible. I mean, that may be the game right there. I see the GG being called by one of the players of blue team. 4 members of purple team in the base, including Caitlyn and Broloff. All kinds of damage going on the inhibitor. Leona's coming out with the home guard boots, and she's keeping Hecarim. I mean, not Hecarim. She kept Thresh in there with a couple of stuns. He took some damage from the turret, the Nexus turret there, but it wasn't enough to kill him. So now purple team has a big advantage with 2 inhibitors in their favor, forcing blue team back on the defensive without a chance really to go out and start trying to push on their own. Looks like Caitlyn's going to go down there and give a little push, or maybe not a little push, maybe a big push rather, to the bottom lane, just to get that going and force a little bit more blue team down blue team's throat. Gragas, meanwhile, is making his presence known in the middle lane still, so that they have to defend that. And Broloff is going to split push into the top lane, so they have to defend that as well. This is a beautiful late game strategy by the purple team, split pushing multiple lanes here, including the lanes that have the inhibitors down, to keep the pressure on, to force blue team to have to defend, so they can't go out there and get any objectives of their own, even as Thresh is going in to start in on the dragon again for the purple team. They're forcing them to defend against the super minions in both the middle and the top lanes, and forcing them to not be able to make any kind of an effective push, to take down more turrets, to go out there and pick up dragons, etc., etc. As you saw, I saw Ziggs just about as rapid on his death cap, so Ziggs is going to be hitting like a ton of bricks now. As Purple Team picks up another dragon, extending their gold lead from, let's see, that's 14, that's about 17,000 gold lead they've got right now. We've got somebody getting caught out, Shen getting caught out in his own jungle near the bottom lane. As Purple Team now is going to turn that into a push right up the middle. They're going to try to finish the game right here because they've got Blue Team's tank out of the way for about half a minute.
Executed.
Oh, and Hecarim got himself executed by a minion out there. So now Purple Team has a 3-5 advantage in the team fight. And there's a surrender. 4 votes for the surrender, 1 vote against by the Blue Team. Victory going to Team 12, the Purple Team. And that was a very good match. Purple Team was in the driver's seat pretty much the whole time. It looked for a little while, for a little while in the beginning, that Team 2, Blue Team, was going to be able to stay in the match and take it to their advantage. But as soon as Purple Team got even a little bit in the lead, they stayed there and they never gave it up, and they ended up losing the match as a result. So back here, you can see the final results of the game. You can see that even though she was outdone by Draven, Caitlyn was still very effective in the match. She actually outfarmed him in terms of gold, even though he outfarmed her on CS here. And it was just all the assists she got, I think, more than anything else. She may not have gotten all the killing shots, but she got a lot of assists, and that made up a lot of the difference in terms of gold, as well as all the objectives, all the towers, and all the turrets and inhibitors that her team took out. That added to her gold, let her get further into her build than he did. It looks like she has a better build than he does here at the end. And if you look at Olaf was 10-0 and 10. Right there, that's the mark of the jungler who really did his bit. He gave his team all kinds of assists, and he went there and picked up a lot of kills. He was just unstoppable for them. Blue Team had no answer for Broloff in the jungle. And that was an exciting tournament. Alright, looks like we've got a question for any advertiser who's watching the stream. Jessen has a question. Jay, go on and get into the TeamSpeak server. If you don't have the address, let me know. I'll give it to you myself here, so you can get into TeamSpeak and talk to somebody voice, so you can get your questions answered as quickly as you have them to ask. In the meantime, congratulations to Team 12, the Purple Team, for their victory here. And they definitely went man mode, as the song in the background says. I'm going to go ahead and let that song complete and maybe give you another one after that. But that's going to be it for me for the stream. I'm going to let the music play, and then I'll give you my my close out, and I'll kill the stream after that. So enjoy the music, have fun, stay classy. If you don't want to stay classy, well, fuck you.
I'ma get you crunk like Diogenes. I'ma get you drunk like I'm the Black Eyed Peas. I'ma get you sunk, bringing that shit all up in my seas. I take you down like you an alien, and I'm the MIB. Your team is flung, ticking for poison and slowed. I change your carry to the fountain turret, cause I'm going man mode. Going man mode, going man mode, going man mode, man mode, going man mode. Going man mode, going man mode, going man mode, man mode, going man mode. I'm running. Going man mode, going man mode, going man mode, man mode, going man mode. I'm running. Man mode, going man mode, going man mode, man mode, going man mode. Who run right past your front line? Now they rubberneck cause I divorce you from your turrets. I'm the own wrecker. I'm just a chemist, but they call me mad. My poison's pure like a Breaking Bad. First and last, don't see where they had. I'll never die like forever plan. Come on and chase me through the jungle while my team knocks down your base, because I always win the race. And even if I run in place, I take your old teeth with my face, and then it's
Them boys can sing. Them boys, nah, they can really sing.
clap your hands, everybody. Clap and let your love be showed. When you take your sins and you're going top lane, and clap cause you're going man mode. Going man mode, going man mode, going man mode, man mode, going man mode. I'm
winning.
Going man mode, going man mode, going man mode, man mode, going man mode.
I'm winning.
Man mode, going man mode, going man mode, man mode, going man mode. Going man mode, going man mode, going man mode, man mode, going man mode. Going man mode.
Now what you just heard here was a mind-blowing wristangle to give your spine a tangle. I hope y'all understand that when the LD drops the beat, we bring in the heat.
Coming on
We got
like
singed
this.
up in this baby. The mad chemist, can I get a witness? That subwoofer
deep.
hummer that gives those feelings to your mama. Breathe deep, summoners. We'll catch you on the flip.
This is Master Reeve from No Bull Gaming. You've been watching tonight's 5v5 draft mode tournament from No Bull Gaming. If you enjoyed this series of matches that you watched, if you enjoyed the finals match that you just saw, please feel free to come down and visit our website. The link is down below the video window. Just go ahead and go on down there and visit it. Let me tell you which one it is. It's going to be the Alistar holding the NBG sign. Click on that link down there. You can find instructions how to register on the website and join the community here on TeamSpeak so that you too can take part in the tournaments every night of the week, Monday through Saturday, and take part in our Bounty Hunter event on Sunday evenings. And with that, that's going to conclude our broadcast day here for No Bull Gaming. If you'd like to support the community in its production of these events, please feel free to visit the website again. There is a shop. You can buy t-shirts. I think they've got baseball caps there too, and such things as that. If you'd like to make a straight monetary donation, there's also a donate link there for you to use. So, with that, I'm going to conclude the broadcast day for No Bull Gaming. Thank you for joining us on the stream. Take care. Good night y muy buenas noches.